Well, see, this warship, it's actually docked in Cuba, about 100 miles south of Florida. Here's the thing. It's a Russian warship, and we don't really know why it's so close to our border or there. Katie McFarland, is Russia feeling a little emboldened here?
They're back. I mean, the whole thing with the Olympics was to show the world this is the new Russia. We're back. We're a superpower again. We're feeling good. We built this whole new city. We did well at the Olympics. We're in charge in the Middle East. We're pushing Obama's face in the dirt every opportunity we can, and that's what this is all about.
What? Do we know what this ship is doing now?
No. Well, it's supposed to be a spy ship. It's about the size of a frigate, so it's about 400 feet long. It's got a crew of about 300, which is pretty normal. It's probably not doing much. But it's not just this ship. It's everything else that the Russians are doing. At the same time, the Russian defense minister announced that they're seeking naval basing privileges around the world, in the Seychelles, in Nicaragua, in Venezuela. So they want to have a blue water navy again. At the same time, the Russian defense minister said we're going to our old military bases in the former Soviet Union states, and we're going to modernize those. All those things together, and then today with the Russian military mobilizing on the Ukrainian border, I don't think they're going to invade or anything, but this is just to show you, take us seriously again. You may thought...
Well, what do we do? I mean, we've given a threat, you know, there are consequences to this sort of thing. We were referring to Ukraine at the time. But in the case of Cuba, when would we get alarmed? When it's 2 ships, 3 ships, 4 ships, when they're building weapons there, what?
I think that the solution is not just to make a speech and say there'll be consequences, knowing that we're not going to back it up. There should be a much more comprehensive policy. For example, in Cuba, the Castros are eventually going to die, and whoever is first into Cuba is going to have an enormous economic opportunity. We better make sure the first person into Cuba is us, not the Russians, not the Chinese. We want to make sure that
the Russians have the ties already.
They have the ties, but once the Castros are gone, Cuba is an opportunity for economic development like China was in the 1970s.
So if you were advising the president...
Make friends now.
Make friends now. All right. So, but if the Russians keep bringing more ships now...
We need to be...
Because I think they're taunting us.
I think they are going to... It's almost like the kid who's just sort of, you know, like going like that, whether it's in the Middle East or whether it's in taking Snowden, whether it's doing something in the Eastern European states. They're trying to see what we will do. Will we have a reaction? And they don't think we will. Why? Because they view, and Putin particularly views President Obama as a pushover. He thinks... But
is this the time then, maybe for perfectly good and financially justifiable reasons, to be talking about bringing our troop levels back to what they were before World War II?
No. We shouldn't. That's the one place we really, we should do a couple of things. One, understand that we may have to address a lot in the military budget. There's a lot of waste, fraud, and abuse, but what you don't want to cut is things like ultimate troop strength, and you certainly don't want to cut the benefits of the people who have bled for you. While at the same time you're looking at the federal government, the guys, the paper pushers, the bureaucrats. You're not cutting their retirement. You're not cutting back on their health care coverage, which you are in the military. So that's the wrong place to go. But as a general rule, Obama needs to sort of man up here. And he may be making speeches about the Cold War's over, but it's not, you know, tell that to Moscow. They're not acting like the Cold War is over. What was the biggest thing in the Cold War? Cuban Missile Crisis. What was that? Warships to Cuba.
Yeah. Katie, thank you very much.
You.
Not really thank you, but nice seeing you. All right, in the meantime...